Hello class, Professor Tim, and welcome to Group D's presentation on coaching. What follows is a narrated PowerPoint with our abbreviated best practices. In this thread, you'll also find an original document that contains the stories each team member submitted. We didn't want to lose them for brevity's sake. So take a look. Our journey from preparation to next steps for optimal performance begins now. Best practices in coaching. Our team organically came together as we made suggestions on how to move forward with the project and coaching our colleague Tom, who is an expressive driver. He has some pretty strong emotional responses, but was open, excited even, when he felt valued. We believe that it is important to not only execute coaching best practices, but to feel and live them through a deeper understanding of ourselves and having compassion. The end result, effective coaching and stellar performance. Our best practice number 1 is that you can be both loved and respected. They are the foundation for communication and building a culture of trust, which drives performance. Be concise and practice compassionate communication. How you treat employees and the delivery of messages matters. When you have love and respect, you have a more productive work environment. In coaching Tom, we found he wasn't so welcoming at first. When we were concise yet understanding, his demeanor changed. Love doesn't have to look or feel warm and fuzzy, but in our approach, there was definitely an exchange of love, respect, and trust. This can be built and strengthened over time and is fundamental to coaching. Ask permission and share intent to coach. Letting employees know your intent to coach to help improve performance builds trust and provides the individual comfort and objective that you are trying to broaden skills. If you first tell the individual you are trying to help, most will be happy for the support and further commit to being coached in a positive manner. In working with Tom, even the ask was important. Tom responded best when the offer to coach or meet about the project was positive and highlighted his achievements. It was then that he owned both his successes and opportunities for growth, subsequently agreeing to coaching meetings. Prepare and take time to free your mind so you can listen and engage. In the coaching process, it is important to take the time in silent moments to free your mind of noise to better assess the situation. This also involves preparation and checking emotional responses as well as personal styles and how they interact with the subject. Think about the person to be coached and associated styles. Tailor the coaching experience to suit the style and the situation. With Tom and others who outwardly express their frustrations as he does, it is critical to pause, be mindful, and fully take in the situation at hand before responding. The Johari's window model can help bridge the gaps in interpersonal relationships. Also, as a manager, it is important to create a culture of trust and openness, which can happen on a macro level. Over time, when great managers employ feedback coaching and mentoring practices, this will have a collective effect on organizational development and culture. In this environment, employees are less resistant and want to do their best for managers they know care about their personal and professional growth. Practice active listening throughout and paraphrase. There is always more to the story from which individuals can learn from one another, particularly when gaps or deviations exist. This practice can help to identify underlying issues. If employees trust you to listen and feel heard, they will share. In coaching Tom, we use paraphrasing to integrate what he said into the discussion. In this way, he was less defensive and more open and eager to participate. Ask questions instead of telling someone to take action. Asking questions implies to direct reports that you value their input and that they will have a voice in final decision making. It is an inclusive coaching practice that emphasizes listening before speaking and directing the flow of the conversation. With Tom, if you simply assigned him a task, his expressions and tone would change. He was less collaborative. However, when he was asked for his input in a non-confrontational way, he gladly gave it and even agreed on next steps. It's important to empower your employees rather than direct them. Encourage employees to own it. That is the process or responsibility. This empowers employees as stakeholders, giving them accountability and ownership, and connects them to the bigger picture with aligned goals. When we focused on Tom's good qualities without blaming him, it allowed him to bring up his own shortcomings on the project. This also gave him autonomy and a sense of his own value on the team. In trying this best practice with Tom, the coach maximizes Tom's skills as a creative, visionary, and valuable member of the team. It could lead to Tom being happy and even more productive in the workplace, as well as inspiring others. Praise sincerely and praise often. If we communicate only negative feedback to our team, direct reports, we devalue achievements and motivate less. We should start and end on a positive note with proactive next steps. In working with Tom, the same message was delivered in different ways. We learned that delivery matters. In reframing our approach, we were able to get the same information to Tom, but he received it and gave information back. A best practice is to modify the way you and your teammates view rewards. Managers set expectations and precedents for the team. Dan Pink's TED Talk helps us understand the importance of framing rewards properly for your team. Focus on intrinsic versus external or materialistic motivation. In working with employees like Tom, it is helpful to remind them about the bigger picture, that completing a project or presentation is in itself a reward. Think outside of the box. This helps empower teammates to tackle issues in creative ways and can encourage alternative solutions in coaching. This ingredient separates the most successful in the field from the rest. This multimedia exercise was insightful and realistic. With interdisciplinary tools, we can work with employees with varying personalities. Not everyone would have conflict with Tom. Your own style is important too. When we know all the variables, we can work with the Toms or Janes of the world. It's important not to assume anything. Coaching is a process that starts with you. Coaching sessions may focus on today's work, but the end result is a future company and personal growth for diverse employees with a range of social, negotiation, and conflict management styles. It's about collaborative goal setting, planning, and execution with love, respect, and compassion supporting it all.